Good evening, all. Welcome to yet another exciting marathon session brought to you by THiNC Institute of Design. And also, I would like to wish you all a very happy too. So, in today's session, we'll be covering four key topics. First one will be general knowledge. So, after that, we'll be having numerical ability will be there. So, after that, architectural awareness will be there. And after that, non-verbal reasoning will also be there. So, I am Akhil Rajratnam, and I'll be handling the general knowledge segment of this particular session. Okay. All right. So we have some exciting comments also here. Saurabh from Maharashtra, Harshit. Yeah, happy Holi. Some of you are having your exam tomorrow also. Wish you all the best. All right. So without delay, let's dive into the questions. Okay. So here what I've done is I've taken some questions. I've taken some questions from the current affairs in the past 2 months. So mostly it will be from awards will be there, appointments will be there, some international events will be there, from science will be there. So like that way, some important practice questions will be there, which will be mostly which are likely to be asked in your examinations. Okay. All right. Moving on to first question. So I'll give you some time, maybe few seconds I'll give you. You can post your answers in the chat box. Okay. All right. So which country, first question, which country's architect Liu Jiakun has been named the winner of 2025 Pritzker Prize? Okay. Again, this is a very important award related to architecture. Even it is also known as a Nobel Prize, Architects Nobel Prize. Okay. So that is the most important things regarding this Pritzker Prize. Okay, so the 2025 prize, it was awarded to Liu Jiakun. Okay, it's a very important current affairs, especially from this Nata point of view. So he's from which country? That is a question. South Korea, Japan, Vietnam, China. Okay, you can post your answers in the chat box. Hi, Harshit. Hi, Saurabh. Yeah, all right. So you can post your answers in the chat box. I'll give you some seconds to answer. All right. So the correct answer is China. Correct answer is China. 2025 Architecture Nobel Prize. It was awarded to this Liu Jiakun from China. Okay, all right. It's a very popular architect. He is having a very remarkable career, a 40-year career is it, and also he's actually the third Chinese architect to receive this award. Third Chinese architect to receive this award. Earlier, you might have heard regarding this I.M. Pei and Wang Shu. Okay, so these were the predecessors who has got this particular award. This award was instituted in 1979. 1979. Okay. All right. So that's regarding this award. Moving on to next question. According to 2024 World Air Quality Report, what is the rank of India for air pollution? What is the rank of India for air pollution in 2024 World Air Quality uh, Report? Okay, first, second, third, fifth. Okay, you can post your answers in the chat box. Another exciting thing is Delhi remains the most polluted capital city in the world. In 2000, this is actually the 2024 report. Okay, Delhi remains the most polluted capital city in the world. Okay, so this is something which is calculated based on PM 2.5 concentration. Particulate matter 2.5. We have different types of particulate matter. For example, like PM10 is there, PM 2.5 is there. Other than that, you might be knowing like carbon dioxide is there, methane is there. So like that way. So based on this PM 2.5 only, mainly this thing is calculated. Okay, so Delhi has an average concentration of around 9.8 microgram per meter cube. Okay, so this is the concentration in Delhi alone. Okay, so India is the fifth. India is the fifth most populated country in the world. Okay, so this is regarding Delhi, and if you want to see the India statistics, it is 50.6 microgram per milli meter cube. Okay, this is something like 10 times higher than the WHO guideline. World Health Organization has given some guidelines regarding the pollution concentration or PM 2.5 concentration. So this is 10 times higher than the WHO's guidelines. Okay, and 13 out of 20 most polluted cities globally are in India. Okay, and in that, the most polluted city in India is Delhi is the most polluted capital city. The most polluted city in India is Birnihat. Okay, Birnihar. So this is in a city in the Assam Meghalaya border. So this is the most populated city in India. Okay, other than that, the usual things are only Faridabad, Gurgaon, Noida, and even the Delhi area. So these are some of the other cities in this area. Okay, so this report is published by an organization known as IQAir. IQ Air. It's a Swiss organization, Switzerland-based organization, IQ Air. So it will be collecting data from almost 140 countries. It will be there. Many around 9,000 cities and 140 countries. It will be collecting the data. Based on that, India is the fifth most polluted country, and Delhi is the first polluted city, capital city, and Birnihat is the most polluted city in India. Okay. All right. Moving on to next question. No Smoking Day 2025 is observed on which day? No Smoking Day 2025 is observed on which day? 11th of March, 12th of March, 13th of March, 14th of March. Okay. We have some answers. Saurabh Ingol and Saurabh Gupta is also there. Okay. All right. Correct answers only. All right. So yeah, the no smoking day is 12th of March. 12th of March. So why this is celebrated to raise awareness about the dangers of smoking only. So every day is based, and every day some theme will be there. For example, in every environment day will be having some theme will be there. Every ozone day will be having some theme. Every ocean day will be having some theme. So like that way, every smoking day also will be having some theme will be there. So this year the theme of smoking day is unmasking the appeal. Unmasking the appeal. So this is the theme of 2025 smoking day. No smoking days theme. Okay. All right. So this is something which began in 1984 in UK. In 1984 in UK. Okay. And we have been continuing that for years. All right. All right. Moving on to next question. Kuki tribe is primarily found in which region of India? Kuki tribe is primarily found in which region of India? Northeastern India, South India, Western Ghats, Ladakh. So which is in which region is Kuki tribe primarily found? Okay, so recently there was an attack on this security force, Indian security force armed vehicle by this Kuki protesters. So that is in Manipur. Okay, so this Kuki tribe is mostly in this Manipur as well as in the northeastern part of India. Northeastern part of India. Okay, so some issues are happening like cookies are there, misos in Mizoram, they are there, and some other in Myanmar region. Myanmar is not part of India; it's a different country. So Myanmar, another community is there, that is Chin community of Myanmar. So all these communities collectively are known as the Zo people. Okay, so all these communities the Kuki, Mizo, and the Chin, they are collectively known as the So people. So you might have seen in the news regarding the cookie So issues and all will be there. Okay, so this is a case. Okay, so this is not a name which is aboriginated, but this is something which was assigned by the British rule only. Okay, now the name Cookie tribe. All right, so correct answer is northeastern part of India. All right, moving on to next question. Who won the doubles title at Dubai Tennis Championship 2025? Who won the doubles title at Dubai Tennis Championship 2025? Yuki Bhamri and Alexei Poprin, Harry Heliovara, Henry Patton, Matthew Ebden and Jamie Murray, John Pease and Henry Patton. Okay, this is ATP 500 for like Yuki Bhamri and Alexei Poprin. Yuki Bhamri and Alexei Poprin. So Yuki Bhamri is from India. This is a key. And Alexei Poprin is from Australia. So they won the doubles title. They won the doubles title at Dubai Tennis Championship 2025. Okay, so this was their first ATP 500 doubles. Okay, ATP is a tennis rankings. Okay, all right. We have some correct answers in the chat box also. All right. Saurabh Harshit. All right. Moving on to next question. Jaipur Declaration was adopted at which forum in March 2025? Jaipur Declaration was adopted at which forum in March 2025? 25. Okay, so this Jaipur declaration is associated with the regional 3R, regional 3R and circular economy forum in Asia Pacific. 12th regional 3R and circular economy forum in Asia Pacific region. So you might have heard regarding this 3R. 3R means reduce, reuse, and recycle. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. So this is 3R. So now you might have got an idea regarding what is this declaration about. Okay. So basically, this Jaipur declaration, it focuses on the resource efficiency and sustainable material use. And obviously, this thing is mostly associated with the waste management. Okay. So they want to promote the global collaboration in this waste management, sustainable use of resources also. Okay, so that is why they conducted this 12th Regional 3R and Circular Economy Forum in Asia Pacific. That was in Jaipur. Okay, now so correct answer is C, 12th Regional 3R and Circular Economy Forum. Okay, all right. Moving on to next question. There might be some delay in this live session, so please keep that in mind. All right. So Dia Slay is the autobiography of which Nobel Peace Prize laureate? Dia Slay is the autobiography of which Nobel Peace Prize laureate? Malala Yousafzai, Kailash Satyarthi, S. Chandrasekhar, Mother Teresa. Okay. All right. So why it was in the news? Because recently the Indira Gandhi National Center for Arts and the organization which was led by this person, so they had a discussion on this particular book, that is Diyasley. Okay, so basically Diyasley is a autobiography of Nobel laureate Kailash Satyarthi. Kailash Satyarthi is the latest Indian who has got this Nobel Prize. Okay, so that is a Diyasley is a autobiography of Nobel laureate Kailash Satyarthi. So he is actually a person who is pioneering the global efforts against this child slavery and this child exploitation, not just in India, but in many other countries. Like 140 countries, he has his roots. Okay. And even he has rescued a lot of children from this child labor and child trafficking. Okay. So this Diaz is a autobiography of Kailash Satyarthi. Okay. All right. Moving on to next question. Who won the men's doubles title at Chile Open 2025 tennis tournament? Who won the men's doubles title at Chile Open 2025 tennis tournament? Okay, Laszlo, Jerry, and Sumit Nagal, Ritik Bolipalli and Nicolas Barrientos, Andres Molteni and Maximo Gonzalez, Ramkumar Ramanathan and Mugun Shashikumar. Okay. All right. So India's Ritvik Bolipalli and Colombia's Nicolas Barrientos. So they won the men's doubles title at the Chile Open 2025 tennis tournament. Okay. So they defeated Argentina's Andres Molteni. They defeated Argentina's Molteni and Maximo Gonzalez. Okay. So they won. They were defeated in the finals. Okay, again, this was also their first ATP Tour title as a team. All right, next one. Rushikulya River that was recently seen in the news. Rushikulya River that was recently seen in the news flows through which state? Odisha, Karnataka, Jharkhand, Bihar. Okay, so again, this was also in the news recently. So recently there was an issue like forest officials, they restricted the entry along the 5 kilometer stretch from this river, Rashuglia river mouth. Why? Because during some particular point of the year, olive ridley turtles, olive ridley turtles. Okay, see this olive ridley turtles will be laying their eggs in the mouth of this river. Okay, so that's why this restriction was there. Okay, so regarding this Rushigulya river, it's a major river in Odisha that's flowing through this Kanthamal Ganjam bound district of Odisha. Okay, regarding origin of this Rishigulya river, it originates in the Daringbadi. Daringbadi Hills. Okay, these are related facts associated with this particular question. Daringbadi Hills in the Eastern Ghats. Okay, you might be knowing regarding Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. This is in the western part of India, like Kerala, Karnataka, Goa, Maharashtra will be there. So this is in the eastern part. Eastern part will be starting from Odisha itself. Odisha till Tamil Nadu, it will be there. Okay. Now, next one. Yeah, again, let me remind you regarding our new BR batch. BR batch. So we are starting a crash batch on March 24th, 26th, and 31st. Three batches will be there, 24th, 26th, and 31st. So admissions are open. So if you are interested to take the admissions, you can contact this number 8086 111 Okay, you can contact this number. We'll have both online as well as offline batches will be there. We have branches at Trivandrum, Thrissur, Ernakulam, Malappuram, and Calicut. Okay. All right. Moving on to next question. So, what is the name of iron containing material recently linked to the red color of Mars? Okay. So, recently there was a study that suggests that Mars red color may be due to the iron containing this particular material. Okay. So, hematite, geotite, ferrihydrite, magnetite. Okay. So, the correct answer is ferrihydrite. Okay, ferrihydrite. So ferrihydrite is actually it's a poorly crystalline nano mineral. It's a poorly crystalline nano mineral. Okay, the composition includes 20% it is having FeO4. Fe you might be knowing it's iron. Okay, 20% of FeO4 and 80% of FeO6. Okay, so this is the composition of this ferrihydrite. Ferrihydrite. So again, you might be knowing that iron will be having a red color. Okay, iron will be having a red color. Earlier itself, we know that our Mars is having a red color, but this is little more specific. This is ferrihydrite itself. Okay, so this is initially a corrosion product of iron. Corrosion product of iron. So later it will be this initial stage. It will be that geotite will be formed. Okay, initially it will be geotite will be formed. Later hematite will be formed, and later it will be this ferrihydrite will be formed. So this is actually the process. Even it's not just in Mars, in India also. Sorry, in Earth also we'll be seeing this in soils, weathered rocks, and even some springs will be there. So iron-rich springs will be there. So like that, there also it will be there. Okay. No, but this is a new study in Mars. So correct answer is ferrihydrite. Okay. Next one. Moving on to next question. Mount Erebus, which was seen in the news, is located in which continent? Mount Erebus, which was seen in the news, is located in which continent? Antarctica, Africa, Australia, South America. Okay. So correct answer is Antarctica. Antarctica is a correct answer. So recently those studies beneath this Antarctica's Mount Erebus volcanic ice caves. Volcanic ice caves are there. Ice caves. So these are harboring some microbial life. So this is offering some potential insight that there is a possibility of life on alien worlds itself. Even in this frozen areas like ice caves, also there is a possibility of this life. Okay, so in that way, it was in the news. Okay, so this Mount Erebus is actually in the southernmost. Is the southernmost active volcano in Antarctica in a place known as Ross Island. In Ross Island. Ross means it's a name of the founder, Sir James Clark Ross. Okay. All right. Moving on to next question. What is Dualia elegans that was recently mentioned in the news? It's an invasive species. It's a bacteria, virus. It's a spider. Okay. Ruelia elegans. It's also known as Brazilian petunia. Brazilian petunia. To be give a more specific name, it's also known as Christmas pride. It's also known as Christmas pride. Okay, so this is actually a uh, plant species native to Brazil. Plant species native to Brazil. Brazil means it's actually the tropical wet area. Tropical wet area. Okay, so basically this is an invasive plant species which is native to Brazil. Okay, but in India also we can see this because it is an invasive species. It came to India and it is not good for the Indian biome also. Okay, all right. So from it is believed that it was introduced in first in Andaman Island. So later it got spread to the eastern part of India, like Odisha. And there it penetrated to the southern part, and again in different areas we can see this. Okay, so basically this is a threat to the biodiversity. So that is why it's an invasive plant species, not at all favorable one. Okay, all right. Moving on to next question. A mysterious crying disease has been reported in which country recently? Mysterious crying disease has been reported in which country recently? Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, Indonesia, Uganda, Kenya. Okay. So recently this disease that has caused over 60 deaths and infected more than 1,000 people in the Western Congo. Western Congo. So correct answer is DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo. Democratic Republic of Congo. Okay, so regarding this disease, crying disease, this was something which is identified in children. So initially they ate the bat. The bat, some people eat bat. So they ate the bat, and from the bat only, uh, it got spread to them. So if you get this disease, you'll be having some severe fever will be the vomiting will be the diarrhea will be there. So and even instant crying is also seen. So that is why it is known as a incessant crying disease is also seen. So that is why it is known as a crying disease. And it's very deadly. Once you get the disease, it can kill you within 48 hours itself. So that is a issue. Okay. All right. Moving on to next question. Where was the World Sustainable Development Summit 2025 organized? Mumbai, New Delhi, Chennai, Hyderabad. In which Indian city hosted the World Sustainable Development Summit of 2025? Okay, so recently this Union Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change, he inaugurated this summit in New Delhi. He inaugurated this summit in New Delhi. So this was organized by the Energy and Resource Institute, it's also known as TERI. The Energy and Resource Institute, also known as TERI. Okay, so the theme of this particular initiative was, again, in every summit, every day, there will be some theme will be there. So this particular summit's theme was partnerships for accelerating sustainable development and climate solutions. Partnerships for accelerating sustainable development and climate solutions. Okay. Now, moving on to next question. India's first AI-powered solar manufacturing line has been launched in which state? India's first AI-powered solar manufacturing line has been launched in which state? Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar. Okay, again, the Union Minister Prahlad Joshi, he recently launched India's first AI-powered solar manufacturing line at Goldie Solar's new facility. Goldie Solar's new facility in Kosamba. Kosamba is a place in Gujarat. Okay. Kosamba place in Gujarat in Surat. Okay. All right. So why this was inaugurated? Because it will be enhancing the precision, scalability, and efficiency of India's net zero transitions. Net zero transition. Solar means no emission. It is completely green energy. Okay. So that is why it was inaugurated. All right. Moving on to next question. So correct answer is Gujarat. We have answers in the chat box also. Neha, Saurabh, Harshit. Okay, thank you. All right, next question. So, where was the second edition of Vividha Ka Amrit Mahotsav inaugurated recently? Hyderabad, Bengaluru, Chennai, New Delhi. Again, this was our second edition of this Vividha Ka Amrit Mahotsav. This was inaugurated in Rashtrapati Bhavan in New Delhi. Okay, so this edition it will be highlighting the cultural heritage of southern state like Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra, Telangana, and even islands like Lakshadweep and even Union Territory Pondicherry also there. Okay, so correct answer is in Rashtrapati Bhavan. So it is in New Delhi. So in this particular edition, around 500 plus artisans and weavers were participating in this. Okay, all right. Next one. Again, let me remind you regarding our BR crash batch. So we'll be starting our batch on March 26. And again, we'll be having three batches. 26th one batch will be starting. 26th, 24th one batch will be starting. 26th one batch will be starting. 31st, another batch will be starting. So we'll be having three batches will be there. You can join whichever batch which is convenient for you. Okay, so we have branches at Trivandrum, Thrissur, Ernakulam, Kottakkal, and Calicut. So whichever is your convenient branch, you can join. We will be also be having a online hybrid mode also. Okay, so admissions, you can contact this number 8086 111 All right, moving on to next question. Which city is host of Khelo India Para Games Khelo India Para Games KIPG 2025? Okay, which city is hosting this event? Again, the Union Minister Schools has announced he has inaugurated this KIPG 2025 games uh, in New Delhi. Okay, in New Delhi. So para games means it will be for the differently able people. Okay, so around 1,000 plus differently able people will be participating this time. Okay, all right. Next one. What is Lantana Camara that was recently seen in the news? Lantana Camara, an asteroid, a spider, an invasive species, a frog. Okay. So recently, this in Haryana, many areas of forest were affected by this Lantana camara. So this is basically an aggressive invasive species. It's aggressive. It's an aggressive invasive species. It's a shrub category. It's coming in the shrub category. So even though it was affected in Haryana, it's something which is coming from the American tropical region. American tropical region. So even though it's from there only, it can easily adapt to the climate change, easily adapt to the climate change, and even can tolerate very high extremes of temperatures, or even high temperature as well as a lower temperature also. And it's one of the world's 10 worst invasive species. So obviously, it's a major concern for India. Okay, so how it came to India, because during British rule and all, these Britishers, it will be looking really amazing. So they used to bring it as a decorative shrub. So later it again quickly spread and invaded many ecosystem. Now it's a huge threat. All right, next one. Golden Dome. Golden Dome is a missile defense program of which country? Golden Dome, India, Iran, Japan, US. So recently, the US they have planned to build a Golden Dome missile defense system. Okay, missile defense system means what? For example, if this is a country, they'll have a missile defense system will be there. Missile defense. So whichever missile is coming, whether it be ballistic, we have different types of missile like ballistic missile, hypersonic missile, cruise missiles are there. So whichever aerial threat is coming, so this missile defense system will be defending the terrestrial region from this aerial threat. Okay, so this is Golden Dome. You might have heard regarding Iron Dome. Iron Dome was there in the news long back itself. So Iron Dome is something which is of very popular defense system of Israel. Okay, so again, this is also coming in the same lines only. The Golden Dome missile defense system. Okay, so this is of US. Golden Iron Dome is of Israel. Okay, next one. Which ministry has recently inaugurated the Rashtriya Karmayogi Jan Sevana program? Rashtriya Karmayogi Jan Sevana program. Ministry of Home Affairs, Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Ministry of Personal Public Grievance and Pensions, Ministry of Education. Okay, so recently, the Department of Social Justice and Empowerment in the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, they have started this program, Rashtriya Karmayogi Jana Seva program. Okay, so what is the purpose of this program? The program aims to foster solution-oriented solution oriented, compassionate, and citizen focused public servants. Okay, solution oriented, to foster the solution oriented, compassionate, and citizen focused public servants. Okay, so they'll provide the short training sessions for these civil servants. Even they'll be coming up with new ideas, discussions, teamwork, and even problem solving skills also will be imparted to the civil servants. Okay, that is Rashtriya Karma Yogi Jan Seva program. Next one. Where was the Festival of Letters 2025 organized? Festival of Letters 2025 organized Mumbai, Chennai, New Delhi, Bhopal. Okay. So this is basically a literary festival, Festival of Letters. So it's a literary festival, and this is Asia's largest literary festival. Asia's largest literary festival. So it's a very huge event. People from many countries, many languages will be coming here. They'll be having sessions, will be there, webinars will be there. So like that, it will be there. Okay. All right. So that is, it was organized in New Delhi. Okay. All right. Moving on to next question. Kanwar Lake that was recently seen in news is located in which state? Kanwar Lake that was recently seen in news is located in which state? Odisha, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat. Okay, so this is Asia's largest freshwater oxbow lake. Asia's largest freshwater oxbow lake. Oxbow lake. Okay, so this is in Bihar. This is in Bihar. Problem is it is drying up. In early March itself, it is drying up. So this is a very huge lake. So obviously, when it is drying up means it's a very important for the ecosystem, and ecological significance is also there. So when it is drying down, the entire ecosystem will be affected. So now the Bihar government is planning to do. I mean, like there are calls to on the Bihar government to do some restoration work, to sanction something to do some restoration work. Okay, so that is going on. All right. So Oxbow Lake means river will be flowing. So over the course of time, it will be detached. This will be detached from the river, and a lake will be formed. Okay, so that is Oxbow Lake. That river is Gandak River. River is Gandak River. It's a tributary of Ganga. All right. Moving on to next question. Tunga River that was recently seen in news flows through which state? Tunga River. Maharashtra, Karnataka, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh. Okay, so recently this Karnataka State Pollution Control Board, they have identified seven pollution sources. Seven pollution sources in the Tunga River. Okay, the origin of this Tunga River, Karnataka means it's in the western part. Okay, so this is in the originating from the western Ghats, originating from the western Ghats in the, obviously most of the rivers are originating from the hills only, in the western hills of the western Ghats only. So this is from the Varaha Parvata in western Ghats. Later it will be merging with the Bhadra River, and finally you might have heard this river. It is Tungabhadra. Tunga Bhadra. Okay, so Tunga River, it will be joining with the Bhadra River to form the Tungabhadra River, but that will be later, in the later course only. Okay, so this answer is Karnataka. Tungabhadra is in, again later Tungabhadra will be joining the Krishna River. Okay, that's in Andhra. Okay, so Tunga will be there, Tunga will be coming, Bhadra will be coming, and again Tungabhadra will be there, and Tungabhadra later merges with the Krishna River. Okay, so this is how the river is flowing. Okay, correct answer is Karnataka. Next one. Which country has discovered the world's oldest known meteorite impact crater? Which country has discovered the world's oldest known meteorite impact crater? Okay, Russia, Australia, Germany, Chile. So which country has recently discovered the world's oldest known meteorite impact crater. Okay, so we have answers in the chat box. Harshit, Saurabh. Okay, all right. So it was Australia. It was Australia who has discovered the world's oldest known meteorite impact crater. It's almost said to be 3.5 billion years ago. 3.5 billion years old. Okay. So the one of the oldest meteorite impact site is in the North Pole. So that is only 1 billion years old. Okay. 1 billion years old. So it is not very close actually. 1 billion, 2 billion is not close. It's actually 1 billion. 1 billion, this 3.5 billion minus 1 billion means it's 2.5 billion. It's a much high number. Okay. All right. So it's believed that a meteorite, you know, right, that celestial object. So they'll be colliding with the Earth. They'll be colliding with the Earth, and due to that impact, it will be causing these craters. The impact on it will be coming in a very high speed. And this particular meteorite, it is said to have come struck Earth in a 36,000 kilometer per hour. So the site itself is 100-kilometer wide. Okay. All right. So correct answer is Australia. Moving on to next question. Shingles disease that was recently seen in the news is caused by which agent? Shingles disease, bacteria, fungus, virus, protozoa. Again, a recent survey was there. So this is a global survey. So this global survey found that around 57% of Indians age 50 plus know very little about the shingles disease, and almost 90% of them have the virus itself. Okay, so basically, this is a viral infection. This is a viral infection. So this will be causing painful rashes or blisters. Some band-like pattern will be there. This band-like pattern will be there. Okay, so this is due to this virus, um, varicella zoster. Varicella zoster. It's in the same family which causes this chicken pox and okay. The problem is it is not contagious. Not contagious, but it can, if there is some if person is having chicken pox, then this virus can also transfer. Okay, so that is a regarding shingles disease. Next question. Which Indian city is a host of World Para Athletics Grand Prix 2025? Bhopal, Chennai, New Delhi, Hyderabad. Which city is host of the world's World Para Athletics Grand Prix 2025? Okay, so what is the significance of the seven? This is actually the first time. This is actually the first time, the first ever World Para Athletics Grand Prix. So it's the first time this thing is going to happen. Okay, so this will be in New Delhi. It will be in New Delhi. Okay, New Delhi Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium. New Delhi Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium. Many competitors from around 20 countries are participating in this particular event. Okay, moving on to next question. Again, related to a very virus which was on the news, Hantavirus pulmonary syndrome that was recently seen in the news is mainly transmitted by which species? Okay, so why it was in the news? Because recently a very popular Hollywood actor, Oscar-winning Hollywood actor, Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman, he died of heart disease. He died of heart disease. So his wife Betsy Arakawa, she passed away from this hantavirus. So at that time, it was in the news. What is this virus? Why people are getting affected and all? So this is very rare. So that's why people are not aware of this particular. It's a very rare infectious species, but it will be mostly transmitted through the rodents. Transmitted through the rodents from their this droppings will be there, urine will be there, rodent urine, saliva will be there. Through that only it will be transmitted. Okay, all right. Moving on to next question. Vizhinjam International Port, which was seen in the news, is located in which state? Vizhinjam International Port, which was seen in the news, is located in which state? So recently, this Vizhinjam International Port received the environmental approval for this phase two development. Recently, only it was inaugurated, and after that, the phase two is going to develop. After that, phase three approval is also there. So that was given to this Vizhinjam International Port. Okay, it's a very strategic port. It is located in Kerala, southern part of Kerala, Thiruvananthapuram district of Kerala. Okay, all right. Moving on to next question. Jadaya Swami Festival. Jadaya Swami Festival was recently celebrated in which state? Maharashtra, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka. So this Jadaya Swami Festival, it's a festival observed by the Aboriginal tribes of the Nilgiri area. Nilgiri Hills area. Nilgiri Hills is a place where the Eastern Ghats as well as the Western Ghats will be meeting. So there one tribe is it Badaga. The Badaga tribe will be there. So this festival is celebrated by the Badaga tribe in the Nilgiri region, and this Nilgiri region is part of Tamil Nadu. It's part of Tamil Nadu. Okay, so they have their own unique languages also there known as Badugu language. Okay, all right. Moving on to next question. Which day is observed as Global Family Day every year? Which day is observed as Global Family Day every year? 1st of January, 2nd of January, 3rd of January, 4th of January. Global Family Day. It has another name is also there. World Peace Day. World Peace Day. Global Family Day or World Peace Day. It's observed on 1st of January, beginning of the year itself. Why? To promote peace and unity worldwide. Okay. Family Day has nothing to do with the family. It's saying that the Indian concept of Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam, the same thing only. Okay. Global Family Day. Okay. So this was originated in 1997 through UN only, UN General Assembly. So they 1997 they declared the decade as a international decade for culture of peace and non-violence. Peace and non-violence. So after that in 2001 they celebrated the first Global Family Day. Okay, so that's on 1st of January. All right, moving on to next question. What kind of disease is Parkinson's that was recently seen in the news? What kind of disease is Parkinson that was recently seen in the news? Okay, so recently the scientists have cardiovascular disease, neurological disorder, respiratory disease, genetic disorder. So recently the scientists have discovered that nano formulation of melatonin pigment, melatonin will be enhancing this its antioxidative and neuroprotective property. So that will be offering some that can offer some potential treatment to the Parkinson's disease. Okay, so it's basically a neurological disorder. Melatonin is a neurohormone that is secreted by a gland known as a pineal gland, secreted by gland known as a pineal gland. So if you are in the darkness, your sleep cycle and all is, if you use a phone a lot, maybe if you before going to the bed, if you are using the phone a lot, this melatonin will be affected. So this melatonin will be peaking. The secretion will be peaking in the mid of night, and slowly towards your waking up, this will be the secretion will be reduced. Okay, so something which is helping you in your sleep, that is melatonin. Okay, so once you are crossing the 60 years and all, mostly in men, this the melatonin will be affected, and slowly the risk of Parkinson's is also naturally increasing. Okay, all right, moving on to next question. Methyl cobalamin, methyl cobalamin, which was recently seen in the news, is activated form of which vitamin? Okay, methyl cobalamin is an activated form of which vitamin? So recently the FSSAI, Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, so they have clarified that use of this methyl cobalamin use of this methylcobalamin um, structurally in food supplements. Especially this something related to fish, meat. So that is essential. That is essential for growth. Okay, so like that way it is mentioned. So this is basically an active form of vitamin B12. It's an active form of vitamin B12. Active form of vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 has many forms of it. Okay, so this is one of the active forms of uh, vitamin B12. Okay, no. Next question. Tularemia disease. Tularemia disease, which was recently seen in the news, is caused by which agent? Virus, fungus, bacteria, protozoa. Guess tularemia fever is having another name is also there, known as rabbit fever. Known as a rabbit fever. Okay, so again, it's something which is affecting. It is very much popular in the U.S. region. Okay, people affecting the people of the U.S. region. It's a very deadly, potentially deadly infectious uh, disease. And the potential targets are one, it will be affecting the children of 5 to 9, even very older men also. Okay, so the young children as well as a 5 to 9 older men also. So that will be affected by this tularemia disease. Okay, all right. Moving on to next question. Banihal bypass, which was seen in the news, is located in which street? Banihal bypass. So again, recently the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, they have announced the completion of this Banihal bypass. Okay, so this is in Jammu Kashmir. This is in Jammu Kashmir. It's a four-lane bypass. It's a four-lane bypass in the Banihal town. So there, to avoid this congestion, traffic congestion, and to ensure that there's a smoother traffic flow, only this Banihal bypass was constructed. All right, next one. Which city is host of the 15th Aero India event 2025? Which city is host of the 15th Aero India event 2025? Jaipur, Bengaluru, New Delhi, Chennai. Okay, so recently this Aero India event that was held on 10th to 14th of February in Bengaluru. In Bengaluru. So this is actually the 14th, this is actually the 15th edition. 15th edition of this um, event. 15th edition of this event. First event happened in 1996. So after that, this is the 15th event. So what is this Aero India event? Aero India event means it will be showcasing what India has achieved in aerospace, what defense advancement, even exhibitions will be there, military drills will be there. So all these things will be there. Okay, defense exhibitions will be there. Okay, organized by the Ministry of Defense. Ministry of Defense. Okay. All right. Moving on to, yeah, once again reminding you regarding our Nata JE crash batch. So we'll have both classroom batch as well as online batches will be there. Again, this will also be starting on, three batches will be there. This will also be starting on 24th of March, 26th of March, and 31st of March. Admissions are open. You can contact this number 8086 111 admissions. Okay. All right. Moving on to next question. Who won the gold medal in 10-meter air rifle event at 15th Lakshya Cup tournament? Who won the gold medal in 10-meter air rifle event at 15th Lakshya Cup tournament? Mohit Gowda, Kiran Jadhav, Aishwari Pratap Singh, Akash Bharadwaj. Okay, it was Kiran Jadhav. It was Kiran Jadhav. Kiran Jadhav won the 10-meter gold medal in 10-meter air rifle in Lakshya Cup. Okay. All right. Moving on to next question. Which organization has developed through advanced light helicopters? Which organization has developed through advanced light helicopters? Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, Defense Research and Development Organization, Bharat Earth Movers Limited, Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO. So correct answer is Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. Okay, so they have recently uh, developed this through advanced light helicopters. So they'll be having better flying safety. What guidelines will be there, and this is something which is indigenously developed. Indigenously means completely in India. Developed. It's a twin engine utility aircraft which was developed by HAL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. Okay, it can be used for both military as well as what civilian purpose also, normal use also. Moving on to next question. What is the name of sixth and final Scorpion class submarine delivered to Indian Navy? What is the name of sixth and final Scorpion class submarine delivered to Indian Navy? INS Vikrant, INS Vakshir, INS Sharda, INS Kaveri. Okay, recently, the Mazagon Dock Shipbuilders Limited, so they have delivered the sixth Scorpion class submarine, INS Vakshir. INS Vakshir to the Indian Navy. Okay, so we have a project known as a Project P75. Project P75. Project P75 means to enhance the India submarine fleet. Okay, so they'll in this project they are developing a lot of submarines based on different what utilities they are developing a lot of submarines. Okay, so this the latest one INS Vakshi. All right, moving on to next one. Kudamkulam nuclear power plant, which was seen in the news, is located in which state? Kudamkulam nuclear power plant, which was seen in the news, is located in which state? Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh. Okay. So this is something which is we have international collaboration also. Internationally, it is Russia. Okay, Russia's atomic agency. So they have we are collaborating with Russia for this Kudamkulam nuclear power plant. So they have recently shipped the sixth unit of Kudamkulam nuclear power plant. Okay, so this is located in Tamil Nadu. Kudamkulam is in Tamil Nadu, and it is India's largest nuclear power plant. Largest nuclear power plant. One more reactor is coming, so six reactors will be there, and the total six reactors and capacities will be 6,000 megawatt. 6,000 megawatt will be the capacity. Okay, so this will be shipped from Russia. All right, moving on to next question. Which state government has proposed no helmet, no fuel policy to curb road accident? No helmet, no fuel policy to curb road accidents. Bihar, Jharkhand, Uttar Pradesh, Haryana. Okay, so correct answer is Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh, the transport department, so they have proposed a no helmet, no fuel policy to reduce the road accidents involving these two wheelers. Okay, so this fuel stations must they should be displaying like something like no helmet, no fuel sign. So they can deny the fuel to the riders, and if the riders as well as pillions are not having helmet, mean they can deny the this fuel. Okay, so that is a uh, purpose of this policy. Okay. Next one. Which initiative has been launched by Indian High Commission to promote Hindi education in Sri Lanka? Swami Vivekananda Hindi Education Program, Bharat Hindi Mahotsav, Hindi Certificate Course in Distance Learning, Hindi Promotion Board. Okay, so Indian High Commission in Sri Lanka, they have launched a first Hindi certificate course. First Hindi certificate course. So you can learn Hindi through open and distance learning from wherever in Sri Lanka you can learn this thing. Okay, so the name of the program is Bharat Hindi Mahotsav. Bharat Hindi Mahotsav, and this initiative marks the 50th anniversary of World Hindi Day celebrations. World Hindi Day celebration. Nowadays, you can see that many controversies are there regarding this Hindi imposition of in the even southern states would define not following the guidelines, and all these things are there. So like that way, this is also important. Okay. All right. So that's it for today. So once again, reminding you regarding our Nata crash batch. So we'll be starting this Nata crash batch on March 24th, 26th, and 31st. We'll be having batches. So we have branches at Trivandrum, Thrissur, Ernakulam, Kottakkal, and Calicut. So admissions are open. So for admissions, you can contact this number 8086 111 Okay. So we'll be coming up with more such sessions. GK sessions will be there, and after this session also we'll be having a series of this series will be there. On other topics will also be there. Okay. All right. So that's it from my side. So next we'll be having a different session will be there. So Febin sir will be handling the next session. So handing over to Febin sir. So yes, sir, you can take over from me.
Thank you, sir. Hello, students. Welcome to another session of architecture awareness, part of our ARCUP marathon series. So that was an informative session by Akhil sir. So today we'll be discussing on the topic building climatology. Okay, so that is an essential topic in architecture awareness. So we'll be discussing on that particular topic, building climatology. Okay, so what is building climatology? Are you hearing it for the first time, the term building climatology, or are you familiar with the term climatology? So the term ology, like you might be familiar with biology, like there are different kind of ologies, like it means study. Okay, so building climatology means the study of climate. So climatology means the study of climate. So what is climate? What is climate? So this is a term that we are using in our everyday life. Climate, weather, atmosphere. It's so hot outside. So what is the term climate means? Okay. So climate is the average weather patterns observed over a long period of time, typically 30 to 40 years. Like that's a huge period of time, and over a large geographic region. Okay. So that is what climate is. Okay. Then what about weather? Like we generally use weather instead of climate, and then climate instead of weather. Both have different meanings actually. Weather is a state of atmospheric conditions, or the state of atmosphere over an area at any point in time. For example, we can say currently the precipitation is this much percentage. Currently, like the heat is this much degrees Celsius, and there is a chance for rain. There is no chance for rain. The like cloudy clouds are like this much percentage. So the kind of informations that we gather at a particular period of time, like at a short period of time, that is called a weather. But when it comes to climate, it's an overall average value of weather conditions like over a long period of time. So we can say like climate of this year was different from the climate of last year, or climate was different because decades, and now the climate change is happening. So like that we can differentiate between weather and climate. So in general, we can say like weather is the temporary condition of the atmosphere at a place, and climate is the overall average weather at a place over a long period of time. Okay, so that's the difference between the weather and climate. Okay. Okay. Have you seen such a portion in your home or any kind of buildings? What is it called? Can you just comment what is it called? What is this particular part called in a building? Okay, it's the chaja, right? It can be called as a chaja. We generally call it as a sunshade or rain shade. Depends on the purpose. Okay, if we are installing this to protect from rain, so that's a rain shade. If it's is to protect from heat, so that is a sunshade. right? To prevent sunlights from the sun. So it can be act as a sunshade or a rain shade. Okay, so generally we call it as a chaja or a shade. Okay, it's a shading device. So why do we install this? Like when we consider there is sunlight, so it to protect the windows from the rain, or to avoid direct heat radiation from the sun, we install such parts for the building, right? So how do we know where to install these things? Like where to install sunshades? Is it in the south or north? How do we know? It's based on the sun path, like how the sun is rising, from where it's rising, and where it's setting, and what is the sun path, what is the behavior of the sun path. So based on all these factors, we are deciding where to install a sunshade, right? Okay, can have you seen this kind of part in any buildings? Such what is it called? Can you comment? Such parts. What is it called? Okay, so that's called a lower, right? So these are vertical lowers. We have horizontal lowers, vertical lowers. So generally, lowers have different functions. Okay, here in this picture, we can see it's used for as a barrier from the heat radiation. Okay, vertical lowers are generally used as a heat barrier. Okay, or a sunlight barrier to prevent from direct heat radiation. Okay, and here in that prevents heat radiation from a particular direction. Okay, so all these things, like, so you have to know an idea, like how the sun is moving, where to plant the tree, where to fix these vertical lowers. So for all these, you have to know an idea about the climate, right? Okay, so if you are getting direct heat radiation, like the productivity will go down. You can't you won't be able to work properly. You won't be able to work like with comfortable feel if you are affected by the atmospheric conditions, right? So in this picture, you can see this tree is preventing the sun radiation from the sun to the building, so that you can feel that protection, that barrier. Okay, so we have different such kind of strategies that we use in buildings. So for all these, we have to know we should know an idea we should have an idea about the climate of a particular region where we are building. Okay. S- okay, so you have seen such glass facades, right? Like it looks beautiful. It has an aesthetic appeal, right? Like when you give a glass facade or a glass wall in a building, it looks beautiful. It's aesthetic actually. Is it possible to install such walls in Indian climate? Just tell me, is it possible to install such glass facades or glass walls in Indian climate, especially like tropical or arid climate? Is it possible? No, right? Why? Because glass is transparent and it allows heat to penetrate through it. Right. So the building will get more heat radiation. So these kind of materials, or these kind of transparent materials, are suitable for cold climatic region. Right. For that, we should know how the climate is. If you are building a house in for example, Canada. Okay, then you have to know the clear idea of how the Canadian climate is, how the sun path there. Is it in the northern hemisphere or is it in the southern hemisphere? How is wind direction there? Like where is the presence of oceans? How the wind will be moving? So you have to know all these aspects. So, so if you're designing something, you should have an idea about climate. So designing is not just about the aesthetics, right? Form follows function, right? So each form has a function. Look at this. Here we have a courtyard, right? So it's called a courtyard. So this is an open courtyard where you don't have any kind of barriers. Like it's open to the sky. That's called an open courtyard. So here it's not just for having the scenery of rain, or to add the aesthetic appeal. No, it's for another purpose. It's for the ventilation. It's for the it's to maintain proper humidity. It's to pass the hot air, like considering stack effect. So each part has a function. So designing is not just about the aesthetics or the looks. Okay. So we should consider climate when we design something. Like we have such areas in our modern buildings, right? I think you might have seen such places. Here we have a modern courtyard, like open to sky courtyard. And here also we have a courtyard like in the center of the building, right? And also we have double height spaces in buildings, like where we provide, like we don't provide a roof and then it's double height. Okay, like height of two floors. So all these parts, we are not just providing for the aesthetic purpose. It's for proper ventilation, proper lighting. Okay. So for all these, you have to consider the climate. So that is why climatology is important in architecture. You have to know, like you should have have a clear idea about climate of that particular region. If you are designing on a 5 cents of land, you have to know how the microclimate is there, which are the factors affecting the climate. Is there any tall buildings that preventing the wind direction? How is the sun path there? Where the wind is coming from? So based on that, you can provide openings. Your all design is should be based on the climate. Okay. Yes. So when we look into region specific buildings, for example, in Kerala, we have Nalukattu and we have different vernacular architecture styles. All these styles are derived considering the climate. So here in Kerala, we have Nalukattu residence, which has a slope roof. Why? Because Kerala is a state with, 5 or 6 months of heavy rainfall. Okay, so that's why Kerala's traditional houses are in slope, are with slope roof. And we also use terracotta tiles, terracotta bricks in Kerala buildings because the climate, because of the tropical climate to maintain the temperature compared to the outside temperature. So that is why we are using all these materials. So vernacular architecture is completely derived by the climatic conditions of that region and also material availability and other cultural uh, reasons. Okay, so these are the factors that we consider when we design a building. So for that, you should have an idea like how the sun is moving. Okay, so here we are not discussing too much in detail because climatology is a vast area. So we'll be discussing few key points and we'll be looking into each topics, each parts of climatology. Okay, yes. Okay. So looking at the picture, you all know this, right? You might have seen a globe. It's tilted actually. Okay. So this tilt of Earth causes the seasons. We have different seasons: monsoon, summer. We have spring, autumn. Like we have different kind of seasons, right? Okay, winter. So all these seasons. So this tilt of Earth is responsible for the. Okay. So we have a 23.5 degree of tilt. Okay. So in this picture, you can see when the sunlight is hitting, it's either hitting the North Pole or the South Pole. It's not hitting both North and South Pole at the same time. Right. So you might have studied this in schools, like how Earth is rotating the sun. Okay. So at different period of time, at each rotation, like it orientation changes, right? So if the sun is hitting the North Pole, then there is summer. If it's hitting the South Pole, it's summer in South Pole. Like as you all know, winter North Pole has 6 months of continuous summer and 6 months of continuous day and night situation. So all these are based on this tilt of Earth and heat radiation. Okay, so you might have studied about summer solstice and winter solstice. That's when sun comes directly over the Tropic of Cancer and North Pole gets the summer. And here in when it's winter solstice, the South Pole gets the summer. Okay. S- So this inclination of Earth is an important reason for seasons. Okay. And there are different other parameters that affect the climate. So why climate different in different parts? Why is it different? Because the climate of Kerala is different from the climate of Madhya Pradesh, and it's completely different in Jammu Kashmir. And when you go to Rajasthan, it's entirely different. So why the climate is different in different parts? That's mainly because of the sun. Okay, the sun path, how is sun, radiating? How is it hitting? It's either hitting directly, or it's indirect diffuse light, or it's not hitting. Okay, so there'll be cloud movements that will be affecting the heat radiation, and some other parameters, cloud formation, then the tilt of Earth. That is one important reason for seasons or climate. Okay, so different areas have different climates. So architectural design strategies in different places need to be different based on the climatic parameters. Okay, so I hope that's clear. So based on all these parameters, we have classified our Earth into different zones, climatic zones based on the climate. So we have torrid, okay, we have temperate zone, we have frigid zone. So you can see the equator at the center. So this part between the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn is the torrid zone. And the part between the Arctic Circle and Tropic of Cancer is North Temperate Zone. And we have a South Temperate Zone between Tropic of Capricorn and Antarctic Circle. Then we have a frigid zone at both North Pole and South Pole. You might have studied this in schools, right? Okay. So we have different climatic zones. Polar climate, that's near the poles, right? North Pole, and so we have two poles, North Pole and South Pole. We have polar climatic region here in both North and South. Then we have temperate and continental climates. We have dry climates, and near the equator we have tropical climate. So tropical climate you can observe near the equator. Okay. Yes. So in India, you can find different climatic conditions in each state. As I said before, the climate of Kerala is completely different from the climate of Uttar Pradesh, for example. Okay, in Rajasthan you can find the desert, or in Madhya Pradesh you can find dense forest. In both in Arunachal Pradesh and Sikkim you can find dense forest as well as Himalayan regions. Okay, so we can classify India into different zones or into different climatic areas. Okay, so this is called Köppen climatic classification. Okay, so we have mountain climate. Okay, that's generally seen in mountain Himalayan regions. For example, it comes. You can see this in purple color, right? So here in Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, part of Uttarakhand, part of Sikkim, then Arunachal Pradesh. All these areas are mountain climate. Okay, mainly Jammu Kashmir, Arunachal Pradesh, and Himachal Pradesh. Like you might have, a few of you might have visited Shimla, Manali, and Ladakh and all. Then we have humid subtropical climate. Okay, humid subtropical, this blue area. Okay, like the northern delta, like Uttar Pradesh, part of Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, part of West Bengal, part of Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh. Then we have this area. Okay, northeast area are completely humid subtropical. Then we have tropical wet and dry area, then tropical wet area. Okay, so Kerala and southern coastal area comes under tropical wet area. So the climate of Kerala is tropical wet. Okay, so these parts are tropical wet and dry. Okay, this Tamil Nadu, Andhra, these parts are tropical wet and dry. Then we have semi-arid and then we have arid. So arid climates are generally desert climate. We can also call it as desert climate. So you know where deserts are in India. So this Rajasthan, Gujarat area. So these area are considered to be arid zone. Then we have semi-arid zone. Okay, so these are the classifications of Indian climate. Okay. So, like each area has different parameters, different climatic conditions. For example, in arid zone, you can find it, hot and dry, and in tropical area, it's wet and humid. Okay, based because of the presence of ocean. Okay, so we can move on to the next part. So the parameters of climate. Okay, so we discussed we should consider all these parameters when we design. So which all are the parameters we consider? So these are the major parameters we consider when we design a building. We have rainfall or precipitation, snow, wind, humidity, and temperature. So these are the major parameters we'll be considering when we design a building. Okay, so like it's huge actually. Like when we if we are learning about humidity, we have to learn more about humidity. There are different strategies that we consider. So we'll be discussing the first topics of these parameters. Okay. Yeah, when we consider rain, we have different strategies. We provide stills. Okay, if it's a waterlogging areas or heavy rainfall areas, we can build upon stilt. So this part is called a stilt. Okay, or else you can have projected eaves or roofs. Here in Kerala, you can see projected eaves or roofs. Roofs are projected. The overhangs are projected because it's heavy rainfall here in Kerala. But when we go to other northern states with a semi-arid climate, for example, in Rajasthan, you can see roof without a overhang, without an overhang. It's just touching the wall. Okay, it'll be just touching the wall. Okay, there won't be any overhanging because there the amount of rainfall is very less. Okay, so based on rain, you can project the roofs. You can increase the overhangs. And also you can provide slope roofs. Okay, if it's a heavily raining area, you can provide slope roofs, or you can provide a high plinth. You can increase the height of the plinth so that the water won't enter into the house. Okay, so we have different criteria when we consider rainfall. Okay, then we have snow. Like considering snowfall, we can increase the slope of the roof. Okay, we can provide steeply sloping roofs. Okay, because the snow shouldn't get stuck on the roof. So for that, you can provide steeply sloping roofs. Okay. And then considering wind, we have different parameters. Wind is an important parameter that we consider when we design. Okay, you have to orient your building according to the wind direction. Like if you are providing windows along the wind direction, so you don't have to give extra energy. You don't have to take extra effort to provide. Like you don't have to use external energy to provide ventilation. So you have that natural ventilation if you provide windows along the wind direction. If the wind is coming from the south, you have to provide windows on the south and north so that it will clearly pass through your space. Okay. And we have different parameters, different strategies that we use considering wind. So stack effect is another important principle or theory that we consider when we design based on wind pattern. As you all know, like wind, hot air rises when it gets hot. Air rises when it gets hot. So here, the cold air enters the room or the building. So it gets hot or warm. It will rise. Okay. So for the hot air to escape, you have to provide some kind of openings so that easily the air will circulate. You don't have to use any extra kind of resource. You don't have to use any extra energy. You don't have to use any extra artificial mechanisms to circulate the air. Okay. So here it's automatically it will circulate. The cold wind will come through the window, then it will get hot, then it will go up. So you just have to provide a space for the hot air to escape. Okay. I think you might have seen small openings on top of your bedrooms. So that is to that's for the hot air to escape. Because based on stack effect, if the air of the room if it gets hot, it will rise up. So for that air to escape, you have to provide such openings, such ventilation holes or such things you have seen in commercial areas, in industrial areas, in huge factories and all. Okay, so these are based on the stack effect. Okay, then we have another parameter, humidity. Okay, so humidity is the atmospheric air content. It's the amount of moisture or water content present in the air. So humidity of Kerala, it's more than the humidity of Delhi. Okay, because Delhi is far from ocean. Kerala is a coastal state, right? So the air comes from the sea direction. So in that air, there will be, more presence of water, because the water of sea will be evaporating. So when wind, flows from the sea to the land, it will contain more water. Okay, so for all coastal states have, high humidity. So that is why Kerala is humid and wet. Okay, Kerala is humid and Kerala climate is tropical climate, right? Kerala is humid. Wet and humid are same meaning only. Okay. So humidity is measured in hygrometer and expressed in percentage. Okay. So for wind we have anemometer. Okay. So this is an anemometer. We have anemometer uh, to measuring the wind direction, or to find the wind direction, or to measure the wind speed. We have anemometer. For humidity we have a hygrometer. Okay. So to maintain proper humidity, you just have to use proper cross ventilation. Cross ventilation means air should come, like if this is the wind direction, air should pass through your building in opposite direction. That is called cross ventilation. Okay, so cross ventilation can help to maintain proper humidity. So when you design, make sure that your each space is properly ventilated. You have to ensure cross ventilation. Okay. Yes. So, last but not the least, an important parameter that you should consider when you design a building, it's heat or temperature. Okay. So, the only solution to get rid of temperature is to cool down. Okay. So, we have different methods to cool down a space. We have active cooling techniques and passive cooling techniques. Active cooling techniques means you have to use external energy. For example, AC, right? We are using electricity to work, AC or fan or exhaust fans or cooler. So all these are active cooling technique. Okay. And then we have passive cooling technique. Passive cooling technique, when you use natural resources, you're not applying any artificial energy. So then it's passive cooling technique. So we can just look into a few passive cooling techniques. If you arrange or if you orient your building in proper direction, considering the sun path, you can reduce heat radiation. That is one strategy that we use. Okay. For example, in northern hemisphere, like considering the wind tilt, you can orient your buildings in proper direction. Okay. Then you can use the north truss, because the sun path is tilted to south. So from east, west, and south, you will get direct heat radiation. So from north, you will get diffused, non like shadowless sunlight throughout the day. So you can use maximum openings in north side. So that is another strategy that we use. Okay, you can reduce the amount of glass, because glass, allow heat to penetrate, or it will create a greenhouse effect inside the building. Okay, the heat won't, go out when it's ended. Okay, so you have to make sure you're not using glass in direct heat radiating directions. Okay, so it depends in different climatic regions. So such glass facades are not possible in Indian climatic regions. So generally in Western regions, you can observe such glass facade buildings, because there they need more heat to penetrate. Okay, because those are cold countries. Okay. And then you can provide roof gardens, because plants have cooling property, mud has cooling property, and that will act as an extra layer on the roof. So that will prevent heat radiation. And also you can provide false ceiling and all. Okay. So if you're planning to focus on entrance coaching along with your +2 studies, okay, you have our weekend batches. Okay, batches are starting on 11th and 12th of April. Okay, so if you have any queries related to weekend batches or admissions, just contact in this number 8086 111 Okay. So, considering all these parameters, so we have ratings, different ratings. We have gold rating, diamond rating, silver rating, based on the like the behavior, or the uh, pattern of the building construction. Okay, how it's acting, how much energy it's using. Okay, if it's losing less energy, then it implies it's higher chance of getting green certification. Okay, so that is called green building certification. So green building generally it's not about the greenery or any other green. It's nothing related to green color. So green buildings are generally buildings that use lesser energy, avoid maximum artificial energy, use maximum natural energy resources. So that is those buildings are called green buildings. So we have green building rating based on the performance of buildings. So generally in India, the council that gives green building certification is IGBC, Indian Green Building Council. So this is a question that we can expect for architecture entrance exam. We had such questions. What is the full form of IGBC? Which council is giving certification for Indian buildings for the green rating and all? Okay, so that's about the rating. Okay, so if you have any doubts related to our crash batches, we have crash batches starting on March 24th, 26th, and 31st. Okay, exclusively for +2 past students. So if you are focusing on architecture entrance exam, if you are planning to be an architect, aspiring to be an architect, you have our crash batches. Okay, so you can contact in this number 8086 111 Okay, so that's about the session. We discussed few major things related to building climatology. It's a vast topic actually. So we can discuss more on the coming session. So for the next session, we have Deependra sir with us. He'll be taking quantitative aptitude. So I am handing it over to Deependra sir. So sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Good evening, everyone. I hope I'm clearly audible and the screen which I'm sharing now is properly visible to all the participants. So with that, let's get started, students. I hope the screen which I have shared is perfectly visible to everyone. So the questions which I'll be showing today will be majorly based on geometry and topics directly which are asked by Nata. So I hope you can see the screen right there in front of you, and I would ask you to look at this question, attempt it, and then we'll see or discuss how can this question be done. So if you start reading it, the question is pretty simple, students. How do you proceed with it? In the following figure, the line joining the vertex of the right angle. So there is a right angle, that's C, right? And the center of the circle, that's O, is extended to intersect at the circle at A. So that's your point A. Now, what it says next is, what is length AB? So this length AB is what we are asked if the radius of the circle is 1 unit. Now I'm told that the radius of the circle is 1 unit. Now, how do I solve this question? How do I begin with this question? Can you help me in understanding that the question will be pretty simple if you know the basics? What basics I am talking about now? Please understand, the question is pretty simple. Please help me in understanding this. Do you not think that if I call this point E, and if I drop a perpendicular from O on this line, let's call it F, then these are the two perpendicular, students, E and F, OE and OF. Of course, don't forget, if you have any queries or concerns, feel free to write your questions in the chat box. I'd love to answer them. Now, what I know is that OE, if is a perpendicular to this tangent of this circle from its center, then definitely it is going to be the radius. Here also this OF is also going to behave as a radius. So if both of these are the radii of the circle, I know the radii is having length 1 unit. I hope this we know very clearly so far. Now, if I know this very clearly so far, can I not say something about OC? I hope you all know this very clearly that if you have a square having its side as 1, then by using the Pythagoras theorem, I can find its diagonal's length, which is behaving as the hypotenuse for this right angled triangle. It is going to be under root over 1 plus 1, which is going to be 2. So this OC is going to be square root of 2. Now, if I know the square root of 2 is here, which is the length of OC, I can say a lot about a lot of things. What do I mean by that? OC we know is root 2, OA is 1. Then what I know so far is that CA here is going to be root 2 plus 1. Can I say so, student? So first of all, I have this. I know this very clearly. Now, what else can be figured out here? What else can be done here? What else can be done? Now, let's look at the question back again. In the following figure, the joy apologies for this small interruption, students. Let's get back. 1, that's square root of 2. So this AC is here is going to be root 2 plus 1. I hope you know this very clearly. Now, if I go back to the question, what does the question say? In the following figure, the line joining the vertex of the right angle C and the center of the circle O is extended to intersect the circle A. What is the length AB if the radius is asked? Now, how do we do this? What you all need to understand here is that there is something very interesting they are trying to tell you is that we have already figured out AC, which is root 2 plus 1. Now, further, can I say from AC, I am going to form a 45-degree angle with CB. Can I say so? Now, why am I saying so? Please understand this. With CB, this angle over here is an angle which is a 45-degree angle. Which angle I'm talking about, students? Let me just show it to you all again one more time. Just give me a second, everyone. I'm raising this all so that you all can see it very clearly. I am telling you this very clearly that if this angle, can I say this angle AC over here and here is behaving like an angle bisector? If it is behaving like an angle bisector, shall I say this is a 45-degree angle? Now, if it is a 45-degree angle, can I say this length, let's say AB is A, BC is also going to be A, and I know that AC we already have discovered as root 2 plus 1. Now, what I do here, I hope you know that again is clearly visible as a right angled triangle, but not only as a right angled triangle, but it is now an isosceles right angled triangle because it is a 45-degree angle. Because the angle bisector of 90 degree will divide this into 45 degrees. So if it is 45, this is also going to be 45. So now I can clearly say that if I apply Pythagoras theorem, I'm very close to finding the value of A, which is exactly what I'm asked. So how I do it? A square plus A square is equal to square of root 2 plus 1. And that's how I would do it. So I hope the question is pretty simple. Now all you need to do is solve this particular one and you can get the answer. So this calculation part I'm skipping, believing and assuming that you will do by yourself. With that, let's focus on the next question for the day. Here it is, students. So that's your question number 2 for the day. And I'll be really happy and glad if you could attempt it. So that's your question number 2, students. Give it a try. What it says is that in a square of side 2 unit, a circle is inscribed. All right. So this is basically, first of all, a square which is having 2 units length. Now a circle is inscribed in this square. Then another circle is inscribed which is tangential to AB. So now what they do is, now they inscribe another circle which is tangential to AB. So this circle is what they are now talking about. I hope you are very clear with this. It also touches the larger circle. Of course, it is touching the larger circle over here, as shown in the figure. Now find the radius of the smaller circle. Now that's a very interesting question if you know the basics. Can someone suggest me in the chat box, how will you do it? What will be your approach? How are you going to solve this? Interesting one it is. If you know the basics, if you can, trust me, this is a very good question. So how do we do it? Please suggest me in the chat box. I'm waiting for your responses. By the time, meanwhile, you're writing your responses, I'll be also, simultaneously solving this question. So how do I do it? Please understand, let's say that this length here is 2, right? I know that this length is also 2 because it is basically a square. So it's all the sides are 2. Now, again, by using this logic, I have this square as 2. Can I say something about its diagonal? I hope we all can say that its diagonal is going to be nothing but square root over 4 plus 4, which is basically 2 root 2. I hope you know that. Now, why am I discussing this? Let me take you here. Do you not think that this bigger circle has its own diameter, which luckily happens to be equal to the side of the square? Now, why am I saying so? Because I hope you know that these two lines are parallel and these two lines are tangents to this circle, which means the distance between these two lines will be the diameter of the circle. So the length of the square, which is 2, eventually happens to be the diameter of the circle as well. So what I know so far is the diameter of the circle. So diameter of the circle, the bigger circle, let's say the bigger circle I'm denoting by CB. So the diameter of the bigger circle, let's say I'm saying as 2. I hope I can say so. I can conclude that. That's completely understandable. Now, if I have cracked this, can I say something as well, which is more important, which is this, that if I call this point D, if this point, let's say I'm calling E, and let's say this point I'm calling F, then do I not know that AD and AE are going to be the radii of the circle, the bigger circle? So shall I say the length AD and AE are going to be 1/2 of its diameter's length? I hope that can be concluded very easily. Now what I do next, that's a very interesting part. Can you help me in finding this AC here? See, this is 1, this is 1. The logic which we have used previously in the previous question, again, the Pythagoras theorem, which is very, crucial for all of us, will help us understanding that AC is going to be square root of 2. I hope that can be said here. Now, if I know AC, can I say what is going to be the length of BC here? This length? Now, that I clearly don't know. But what I know is that, let's say the radius of the smaller circle is small r. I'm taking this variable that the radius of the smaller circle which you are trying to find is, let's say, small r. So this length over here is also going to be r. So can I say this length BC is going to be root 2 times r? That is going to be this BC. Now please pay attention. The question is going to get solved in the next 2 minutes. Can you help me in finding or saying that AB? Now let's talk about this AB here. Can you help me in understanding that what can you say about this AB, students here? I hope you all know that AB, if I want to talk about, is going to be nothing but AC minus BC. What is AB, students? That we don't know. That's exactly I'm trying to figure out. But what I know so far is that AB, if I wish to make any comment on it, can I not say that AB is also something you are aware of indirectly or directly? How? Let me just try and conclude it. See, this A to this point, this distance is 1 because it is the radius of the bigger circle, and this is the radius of the smaller circle. So can I not say that AB is the sum of the radii of both the bigger circle and the smaller circle? So we know AB, which is nothing but 1 plus r. But what is AC over here? We have already concluded AC is root 2. And what is BC over here? As we have already discussed, BC is root 2 times r. Now it's simple linear equation. In R, you all are able to solve it, and I would emphasize that you do it by yourself and get the answer. Again, a very simple question based on geometry. All you need is understanding, the basic understanding of concepts. How easily can you see or look the figures, the patterns? That's how you will be able to do it. If you have understood the previous question, I'll be really glad if you could try and solve the next question, which is being shown to you on the screen right there in front of you. Read the language, understand it, and then we will be discussing this question together. How do I do it? So there is a parallelogram. So now we are told that ABCD is a parallelogram. So I hope you know that this AB is parallel to CD and AD is parallel to BC. That is what we know very clearly. Point E is on side AB. So point E is there on side AB, such that AE is to EB is 2:3. So AE is to EB is 2:3. That is what we know. And point F is on the side CD, such that CF is to FD is 3:7. So if this is 3, this is going to be 7. I hope whatever I'm writing on the board, the screen is properly visible and understandable by all the participants. What it says next is that line EF. So there is a line EF. I hope you all can see this line EF right there here. So this line EF intersects this diagonal BD at G. Now the question is, find the ratio of the areas of the triangle BEG. So you have a triangle BEG. Now where is the triangle BEG? I hope you can see this is one of the triangles BEG, and the other triangle is DFG. So that's your another triangle. Now how do we solve this particular question? Trust me, this is again a very simple one if you know the basics. Can someone again assist me or guide me how to do it? I'll be waiting for your responses in the chat box if you are able to do it. Now, I will say that the question is pretty simple if you know the concepts of similarity. See, can I say that this angle here and this angle here will be equal because they are vertically opposite angles? Again, EF is the transversal for AB and CD. So can I not say that angle E will be equal to angle F? In the same fashion, if the same logic can be applied to the line BD, then can BD not be called a transversal for the parallel lines AB and CD? So this here is also going to be equal. Now, by using the concept of angle similarity, can I not say that the triangle, please look at this very closely, GEB is similar to the triangle GFD. Now, if the two triangles are similar, how easy this question becomes, students. I hope you all understand that all I now need to know is that if two triangles are similar, I need to know the ratio of those corresponding, similar sides. Now, if I have that ratio, I can conclude that that is going to be the answer. Why am I saying so? Because if two triangles are similar, the ratio, the square of the ratio of their corresponding sides is the ratio of the areas of those triangles. I hope you know that basically the area of the triangle is half base into height. I hope you're getting it. So this is going to be the area of the triangle 1. The same is going to happen with the triangle 2. So when you are, basically, working on the ratio of these two triangles, let me just prove it so that you don't get confused. This is the area of triangle 1. In the denominator, I'm writing the area of the triangle 2. So that is going to be half, base of the triangle 2 into height of the triangle 2. I hope you can see this very clearly that half is getting cancelled by half. So base of these two triangles will have the same ratio. Heights of these two triangles will have the same ratio. So whatever ratio I conclude or figure out, that ratio needs to be squared because this ratio and this ratio will be same. And that will be the ratio of the areas of these two triangles. I hope the logic is very well understood by all the participants. So how do I proceed with it? I'll try to have the ratio of their corresponding sides. How do I do that? That's again a very simple process. That's again a very simple idea. You just know the basics. Can I say that if I proceed here with this logic, then can I not say that FD here is 7 parts out of 10? So I can say that it is 7 of 10. And here, I hope I'm writing the correct thing in the numerator, the triangle BEG. So I think this should come here in the denominator. So 7 by 10 is going to be there in the denominator. And here, BE is 3 parts out of 5 parts. So that is 3 by 5. I hope this part is very well understood by all of you. Now, what I need to do here is, that is nothing but what? That will give you the ratio of the corresponding sides. I hope you all are understanding this very clearly. I hope you know why am I doing this. If you are not getting it, I'll try to give you a different idea. Let's say this length is 2x, this length is 3x, this length is 7y, this length is 3y. Now what I know here is, please understand that I am going to have this ratio BE is to DF. Now BE is 3x and DF is 7y. I'll tell you why am I doing all this, but I don't know what is x and y. So what is the ratio of x and y? So how do I do it? Since it is a parallelogram, AB is going to be equal to CD. So can I say 2x plus 3x, which is what? 5x, will be equal to 7y plus 3y, which is how much? 10y. I hope you're developing the logic very clearly here. So by that, I can have x upon y as 2:1. So here it can be written as 3:7 into 2:1. And that will give you 6:7. I hope that part is very well understood by all of you. Now, this is the ratio of the corresponding sides. As we have already discussed, just square the ratio of the corresponding sides. You will have the square of the area of those corresponding triangles. So 6:7, when they are squared, I hope you know the answer is going to be 36:49. And that's your final answer to this question. So I hope you're able to develop this sense very clearly here that what is needed to be done, what all is expected out of you from this examination, and how you're supposed to think in this category of questions. Along with that, I hope you all are aware that we have already started campaigning for this crash batch, which is going to get started on 24th of March, 26th of March, and 31st of March. Admissions are already open. You can always contact or approach us on the given number 8086 111 044. With that, I'll move towards the next question for the day. And through this, we'll discuss things in a more better manner about geometry, which is very prominently asked by Nata. How do we solve this question, students? It says, in a rectangle ABCD. So first of all, we are told that this is a rectangle, which means AB is going to be equal to CD, BC is going to be equal to AD, and we are given certain few more things. For example, the length of the rectangle is given as 2 and the width of the rectangle is given as 1. Point E is taken on the side CD such that angle BAF and angle EAB, I repeat, angle BAF and angle EAB. So these two angles are equal. That's brilliant. Now, where F is the midpoint of BC. Now, that's a very interesting part, that F is the midpoint of BC, which means if BC was 1, FC is going to be half, FB is also going to be half. find the length DE. So what you are asked is this length DE. Now, how do we do it? Again, as per the protocol, as per the method, the kind of process we follow, I'll request all the participants to give it a try. Once you have attempted it, we'll definitely discuss it. But I would rather suggest that if you have any thoughts in mind, if you have any ideas or suggestions in mind, regarding the approach of this question, do write your suggestions in the chat box. Meanwhile, I'll also solve this simultaneously. So let's solve this together. But if you have any thoughts, any ideas for solving this question, do write your concerns or suggestions. The idea is very simple in this question, students. What I do here is, please understand. See, this angle A and this angle A here are equal. This angle is a 90-degree angle. So can I not say this angle here and this angle here will also be equal? So again, by using this logic of similarity, I can say that these two triangles, which triangles now I'm talking about, students, the triangle ADE is similar to the triangle ABF. Can I say so, students? Now, if I have that conclusion with me, can I conclude few more things? For example, I can say that AD here will be, and AB there will be equal to D from there and BF from there. And one more thing, AE from here and AF from here. I hope you all can see this relation. That this basic, this similarity theorem you all are aware of, I believe. So now what is AD? AD we were told was 1. So I'll write it as 1. What is AB? That we know as 2. So that is going to be 2. Do I know DE? No, I don't know that. So I'll write it as X. Do I know BF? I think I know BF. BF is 1 by 2. So I think I'm very close to the answer. We were supposed to find DE. Once you solve this particular equation, you can crack the answer in few seconds. So that's again a very simple question. If you know the basics, you can crack such questions quite easily. That's my point. That's my emphasis that yes, questions can be done with the very simple idea if you know the basics of geometry. Have a look at this question, students. The circle above. Okay, I'll share the image of the circle as well. So I'll bring this circle here. I'll draw it actually. It's not present in the question, so I'll draw it. I'll draw what the circle they are talking about. So I'll draw it first of all, inscribed in a rhombus. So first of all, there is going to be a rhombus. I'll just draw the rhombus first. So there is a rhombus here, students. Give me a moment, everyone. I'll just make sure that it is visible to everyone. I hope this rhombus over here is properly visible to all the participants. Now, what they have done is they have inscribed a circle, inscribed in rhombus. So there is a circle which is being inscribed in a rhombus. So I'll just take a moment to draw it. I hope you are patient enough to see this happening, and you are very much. So this is how a circle is inscribed in a rhombus. Now the rhombus is said to be A, B, C, D. What next? Segments AC and BD are diagonals. Of course, they are going to be the diagonals. So I'll draw the two diagonals here. So first of all, one of the diagonals is going to be AC, that I'll draw a little differently. And you have another segment, which is BD. So I'll draw this diagonal BD as well. I hope this part is properly visible to everyone. Now, what I do next is, I'm also told that these diagonals of the rhombus are 12 and 24. Now, that's very interesting. I know that AC here is 12, and fortunately, BD here is 24. Now, why is this so helpful? We all know that the diagonals of a parallelogram or a rhombus bisect each other. But more interestingly, diagonals of the rhombus perpendicularly bisect each other, which means this is going to be a 90-degree angle. And if it is going to be a 90-degree angle, I can conclude something very interesting here, that see, this AC will be bisected here and BD will also be bisected here, which means this is going to be 6 and this is going to be 12. I hope you all are able to understand and digest it very clearly. So I know this is going to be 6 and this is going to be 12. Now, can I say the side of the rhombus is going to be, just give me a second, I'm reading your live comments. So I'll continue here. This side of the length AB, I'll use this Pythagoras theorem, I'll call it O here. So 6 square is 36, 12 square is 144, 144 plus 36 is, I think, square root of 150, 80. So that is 180. So that's your AB. Now, why did I do all this? Please understand, that's the final step, the last step of this question. Please understand you have AB. You do have this AB right here. Now, can you help me in finding the area of this small triangle? I hope you know you can find the area of triangle OAB. So area of triangle OAB is going to be very simple idea. Half base into height. Height is 6, base is 12. That's your area of the triangle OAB. Similarly, let's say if I drop a perpendicular from OB, O on AB, then let's call it H. Then can I say the same area of this triangle AOB can also be said as half base, which is AB, and height, which is H. So both of these area will be equal because they are the area of the same triangle. On that basis, can I say half 6 into 12 is going to be equal to half. What is AB here? That is root 180 into H. From here, I would figure out the H. Now, do you not think that this H is actually not just H, but it is a radius of the inscribed circle? Because this is nothing but what? A perpendicular you have drawn from this circle on its tangent. So that's the radius of the circle. So from here, you can find out the H very easily, which is the radius of the circle. Once you have found the radius of the circle by using this pi r square, you can find the area of the circle as well. So that's how easy this is if you know the basics. So I hope you are able to digest and understand and comprehend all the sorts of questions which we are discussing so far. Let's take one more question to get more clarity on this category of questions so that you understand it better. With that, I am proceeding a next question, beginning or resuming with the next question, which is a question based on permutation and combination. It says using digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, how many 5 digits even number can be formed without repeating any digits? Now, this question I want to give you as an assignment, as an homework. Although before leaving you with this as an assignment, I'd like to tell you what all is there in this question. I'd like to explain what all is there in this question. So we have digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I have 7 digits, but I need to form a 5-digit number. So I need to form a 5-digit number, but the choices for the unit digits place I have are limited because I need to ensure that this remains an even number. So to keep it an even number, 2, 4, and 6 can be used at this unit digits place. So I have only 3 choices for the unit digits place. Without repeating any digits, so nothing will be repeated here. So the logic is pretty simple, students. I have almost solved this question. All you need to do is solve it further and get this. And I will be really glad if some of you could write the answer in the chat box. Before we conclude this session, before I give it to the next faculty, I'd like to tell you a few things that, first of all, we did this question, which was very simple, in which we used Pythagoras theorem, in which we used angle bisector concept, in which we have used this idea that this length can be very easily found by this particular logic. This is a very common logic which is used a lot many times in a lot of questions. If you have witnessed, the same logic was used here as well. This is again a question where we were using the same idea. So questions based on this concept where you are inscribing the circle, circumscribing, circle around a figure, these category of questions are very much asked. Similarly here, if you look at this question based on parallelogram, very basic idea, ratios was also there. So concepts with mixed, topics are asked. So this question we had questions based on ratios, the concept of similarity, the logic that area has the ratio of the areas of the two triangles, similar triangles, is equal to the square of the ratios of their corresponding sides. So that was the idea. I hope you are aware of this crash patch we are coming up with. You can always contact us on the given number 8088 111 With that, we have proceeded with this question where we have again used the concept of similarity and how similarity can help you in knowing the different sides of different triangles with this much ease is being depicted here in this particular question. This was a better question here because this question had everything what somebody can ask for in a good question, because it had a rhombus, it had a triangle, it had a circle. So area, concepts based on rhombus that the diagonals perpendicularly bisect each other, concepts, of the area of the triangles, concepts of the area of a circle. A lot of things were being assessed. How do you look at the area of a triangle from 2 different perspectives? That is also what was assessed in this particular question. Now, I have given you an assignment, which I have already explained here, and all the students, those who are watching this live can see this, attempt it, or take a note of it, and do write your answers in the chat box. In the very next session, I'll begin my discussion with this question only. So with that, I think it's the time that I hand it over to the next faculty for the day. So over to you, Chandu sir. Thank you so much, students.
Good evening, all. So I'm continuing from here with Nata logicals. Okay, so I think you guys have a wonderful session. So now we will be discussing some logical questions also. So we can directly get into a question. So cube counting, figure counting, we can try something from figure counting. That will be better. See, over here, now you guys can try to solve this particular question. Okay, now you guys can solve this question. So sorry. Okay, now it's your turn. So you guys can put your responses in the chat as well. How many rectangles are there in the problem figure given below? That is the question. Okay, how many rectangles? So we have a technique for finding number of rectangles. Number of rectangles, we have a formula or a technique. So the technique is simply like this: sum of columns into sum of rows. If the question we were discussing is having so I'm using a bigger figure. See, assume we are having a figure like this. Okay, we are having a very bigger figure like this. And if a question comes, find the number of rectangles in this figure, we can go for one more column. Okay, if a question comes, find the number of rectangles in this. So at that moment, you can use this technique: sum of columns into sum of rows. So what is sum of column? Column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, column 5. So largest number of column is 5. Okay, so number of rectangles, you can do it in this way: sum of 5 into largest number of rows, row 1, row 2, row 3. Largest number of rows, that is 3. Sum of 3. What is sum of 5? Sum of 5, that is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. What is sum of 3? 1 plus 2 plus 3. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, that is 15. Okay, 1 plus 2 plus 3, that is 6. 15 into 6, 90. See, this simple structure or simple figure is having 90 rectangles in it. Now comes to our question: how will you solve it using that technique? See, you can forget this much portion, okay, for a while. So over here, column 1, column 2, row 1, row 2. So it is sum of 2 into sum of 1. Sorry, sum of 2, because sum of columns into sum of rows. Okay, clear? So sum of 2 is 1 plus 2. Say 1 plus 2. So 1 plus 2 into 1 plus 2, that is 3 into 3. 9. This much portion is having 9 rectangles in it. Okay, so now we are introducing those we had hidden earlier. So this is the 10th one. This rectangle is the 10th one. And combined rectangles are there. This is the 11th one. This is the 12th one. Ah, Saurav, very good. Saurav given right. So 12 is the right answer. Okay. So I think now you can try to solve this question number 2. Okay. You guys can try to solve this question number 2. So the technique which we used earlier is having a similarity, or we can find a similarity with this over here. Anyway, I will draw another triangle over here. for the annotated copies, you guys can contact the number provided in the chat. Okay, so if a figure like this comes, then how will we solve? So there is a formula. There's a technique, number of triangles, that is equal to sum of columns into number of rows. Okay, sum of columns into number of rows. So how many columns are here? Sum of columns, column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. So these kinds of vertical triangles we call like column. Here it's row 1, row 2, row 3. So it is sum of 4, that is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, that is 10. Okay, sum of 4, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 into number 3. Okay, so number 3 means simply 3. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, that is 3, 3 plus 3, 6, 6 plus 4, 10. So that is 10 into 3, 30 triangles. And these are example figures. Okay, these are the example figures. So what is my intention is like that whenever you see a question like from the figure counting in an exam hall, there is a lot of possibility for wasting time because we don't have a right technique at that moment. So we will go for counting it manually and it will adversely affect the time. Okay, and there is a huge chance for getting it wrong. Okay, so we need to save our time. Okay, now comes to this question. See, for a few seconds, you guys just forget about this line. Okay, for a few seconds, you can forget about this. See, now the figure is familiar to us. See, this is column 1, column 2, column 3, row 1, row 2. Okay, so over here, number of triangles, that is equal to sum of columns into number of rows. How many columns? 3. How many rows? 2. So sum of 3, 1 plus 2 plus 3. Number of rows? 2 rows. So 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 3, 6. 6 into 2, 12. We think that there is 12 only, but now we forget about the line. So now we are introducing it. So due to this particular line, how many triangles are forming? This is the first one. This is the second one. One more triangle due to that line we didn't count it earlier. So 3 triangles we need to count due to that particular line only. So 12 plus 3, it is actually 15. Okay. Hope you guys understand how it is going on, how to find good at. Okay. Anyway, answer is 15. So with the same, you guys can do this question. Go ahead. Quick, guys, quick. I'm looking for your answers. I want all of you to solve this. Okay, so how many triangles? For a few seconds, we can forget some area. Okay, yeah, symmetry, good. So over here, you can use sum of columns into number of rows here too. Column 1, column 2. Row 1, row 2. So sum of 2 into number 2. Sum of 2 is 1 plus 2, that is 3. Number 2 is 2. So 3 into 2, 6. See, this portion is having 6 triangles. Symmetrically, we can find another 6 over here. Is it over? No. We only find triangles in this way. We have 2 triangles in this direction also. So 12 plus 2, 14. Very good, Saurav. Very good. Great. Okay, very good. So 14 is the right answer. So similarly, we can do this triangle question. Question number 10. Now you guys can solve this. Go ahead. Harshit, very good, very good. For the previous question, very good, Harshit. So this question, I want all of you to solve this. Okay. See, for the few seconds as like earlier, forget this portion. Forget this portion. So this triangle is having, this figure is having 8 triangles, another 8, another 8, another 8. Okay, because this single piece is having 8 triangles in it. If it is one more attached to it, another 8 comes and another set of triangle, like 2 triangles like this also form there. Okay, so you can call these as junction triangles. Okay, so these 2 triangles also forming here. So total 2 triangles here, 2 triangles here, 2 triangles here. So 8 into 4, 32. And that's junction triangles, 3 junctions. Each junction is having 2 triangles. Okay, so this junction is having 2. So every junction will be having 2 triangles in this figure. So 3 into 2, 6. So we reached 38. Is it over? No. 3 over here, 3 over here. 3, 3. So 38 plus 3 plus 3, 6. 44. Okay, Saurav, fine. Okay, so actually I was hiding that area, Harshit. Okay, that is why you may be gone for 38. Okay, yeah, that up to that 38, the counting is right. 6 more triangles. So one another question, which is similar to the previous one. Go ahead, guys. Try this one. Okay, done. See, I can give you some other figures. See, earlier I told that this is 8. So if I introduce one more line into it, like this, it will be 12. And when we introduce one more line like this, then there will be 16 triangles. Okay, we should have an idea about all these numbers. Harshit, good, good, good. Okay, so over here, it is 16. Okay, beyond the 16, 3 triangles. Okay, so 3 into 4, 12. Apart from that 16, 3 into 4, 12, because this is 3 and 4 pieces. It's not over yet. Okay. Triangles like this also present here. So that makes also 2 triangles. So 2 into 4 pieces. 8. Okay. So now it is 20 plus 16. 20 plus 16, 36. See, these blue triangles also we should consider. Okay. If you are not finding those blue triangle, it will be ending up at a different answer. Okay. So next, we will be doing another triangle question, another surface counting question. Okay, so you guys need to count how many surface. Every Nata question paper definitely comes with a question from this chapter. So now you guys can solve this. Find the total number of surface of the object given below in the problem figure. Okay. So I'll be looking into it. So we will be using a technique called VI method. We will go for counting visible surface first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Visible is over now. Now going for the invisible. 6, 7, 8, 9. From this side, it is 10. Oh, great. Very good. Right, Saurav. 10 is the right answer. Very good. So now we will be trying question number 3. Go ahead. Now you can solve this question number 3. Okay. 1, 2, sorry, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 visible only. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Actually, I was just looking into the answers in the chat. Yeah, good. Fine. Saurav and Arshad will look into that. So up to 12, I counted. This is the 13th one, and this is the 14th one. Did I miss any surface? Not. And exactly Saurav and Harshit given the right answer, that 14. Okay. So now we can try this question. Find out the total number of surface. See, actually, I'm just finding like that. These things will be acting like a mock test. Okay. So these sessions. So this is just an online mock test. So whenever you finish answer, just put it in a very quick manner in the chat. Okay. Your speed matters. See, all of us know the answer, but how quick you are putting it in the chat, that is a matter over here. Okay, you can compare the speeds also. So over here, find out the total number of surfaces of the object given below in the problem figure. See, very simple question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over here, 6 over here, 7 over here. Okay. See, never forget to count a visible surface as like over here. This is the 8th one. I missed. Okay. 9, 10. Okay. So I'll go for counting it once again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Okay. 8, 9. I'm just looking into Saurav's comment. Okay. 9 and 10. The reason is maybe we missed this surface or the surface number 6. Okay. Usual missing things. Okay. Option A, 10 is the right answer. So now you guys can try this question. Okay, 6th. Okay, okay. Now you guys can solve. Go ahead. There are usual mistakes. See, when you see those people is making that 6, those who are not finding that 6, see, they are having a small issue. Like when they are counting from left to right, they will miss surface. Okay. So please keep it in mind. So then you will, if you have an idea that you are having an issue of missing when counting from left to right, okay, so you will be getting a better idea. So in this question, see over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Apart from that 8, 9th one over here, 10th one over here, 11th one over here, 12th one over here, over 12. Okay. Very good, Saurav and Harshit. Good, good, good. See, now this question. See, I want all of you present over here to put your responses in the chat, because like then only a competitive mind will be coming to you. Okay. So all these things, these exams are all mind games. So if you have a experience of putting answers like this, the brain will be prepared. Okay. So this is just giving a mock test for the brain. So make your brain prepared for writing this exam. So just put your answers in the chat as quick as possible. Okay. Find out the total number of surface of the object given below. See, this question also, I found many students making it wrong in the first go. Okay. They have their own reasons also. The main reason, they won't see a surface over here. Okay. Okay. Anyway, we can count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 from the bottom. 18 from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11 I counted here. 11, 12, 13, 13, 14 over here, 14, 15 over here, 16 over here, 17 is this gap, 17. Okay. And finally, 8 in the base. That is why I told you. I found my students gone wrong. Okay. So you guys need to keep it in mind in these kinds of questions. So actually, we are discussing a very simple topic. Okay, very simple topic. So we should not lose any marks from this particular chapter. Now you guys can solve this one. Go ahead, guys. A very simple one. Only some curves involved. Okay. Now we can solve it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Saurav, very good. What happened, Arshid? 9 is the right answer. Okay. So now you guys can solve this beautiful question. Question number 10. Quick, guys, quick. I'm looking forward for your answers. Harshid, good. I think network error or network issue. That is why I'm getting your message some little bit delayed. Very good. Okay. So find out the total number of surface of the object given below in the problem figure. We have a cube. Okay. We have a cube, and cube is having certain attachments. Okay. We have a cube. Cube is having certain attachments. Okay. So I think we can count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the cube is having 6. You can take it together, or you can go it like this. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 from the base, and the final one, 17. Very good, Saurav and Harshit. Good. Now try this symmetric figure. Okay, so this is a symmetric figure. The question we are discussing is about a symmetric figure. Okay, try this. Try this symmetric figure. Find out the total number of surface of the symmetric figure. Okay, very good. Now we can count. See, actually, we can find 1, 2, 3. 3 over here. Okay. Similarly, another 3 you can find here, another 3 over here, another 3 over here. So 3 into 4, 12. Okay. Apart from that 12, you can find 5 surfaces in the base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 12 plus 5. Now it reached 17. Another 5. Another 5 is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So total 22, like Saurav commented. Very good, Saurav. Okay. So 22. 22 is the right answer. So now we can look into some cube counting questions also. Okay. See, now today we will be focusing mainly on counting. In the upcoming sessions, we can discuss other topics also. So symbol figure, I think this one will be easy. Now you can start with this. Say actually one cube is over here also. Okay, this is a symmetric figure. We are discussing a symmetric figure. So one more cube like this over here. Okay, go ahead. So over here in this figure, see, when you look from the top, you can find one cube over here. Second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one. Okay. Over here, as I mentioned earlier, another cube is here, 6. This is 7. This is 8. This is 9. So I just numbered them. So what is the largest number in the first layer? 1. So there will be only one cube in the first layer. Largest number in the second layer, 5. So there will be 5 cubes. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 cube under this. So total 5. So finally, 9 here, 15. Okay, 15 is the right answer. And Saurav given it right. Good. So we can try an old Nata question. Maybe you are familiar with this question. Go ahead. Number of cubes. Number of cubes that can be stacked up to make the given 3D composition. Okay. What is the number of cubes that can be stacked up to make the given 3D composition? So over here, now you can divide this figure. One piece over here, another piece over here. Now we can count it. Okay. This is piece number 1, second one, third one. And we have a technique. See, this 1 and 3 are alike. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so the number of cubes in the first layer, 1 only. Number of cubes in the second layer, 3. Because 1, 2, and the third one is also here. Similarly, this layer 6, this layer 10, this layer 15. So when you take the sum, 10, 20, 35. 35 over there, 35 over there. Okay, so now we reach the 70 very easily, very quickly. Now you can try the center figure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 cubes in this layer. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 cubes in this layer. So total 25. Okay, So now over here, 35, 25, 35. So total 95. That makes option A, 95, as like Saurav commented over here, is the right answer. So over here, we can try one more question. Go ahead. Q. Okay. So layer by layer calculation as like previous case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. See, you can use your finger on screen, then write it on the rough sheet. Okay. So I think only 11. Layer 1, there is only 11. Layer 2. Layer 2. After the 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 only. Layer 3. Layer 3, we stopped at 18. This is 19 and this is 20. Layer 3, 20. What about layer 4? Layer 4, exactly similar to layer 3. Layer 3 equals layer 4. Okay, that means 20. So total 69. So Saurav Gupta given it right. Very good, Saurav. For the previous question, Harshit also given right. Great. So 69 is the right answer. So today we had come across few of the chapters. Okay. So my plan is in the upcoming sessions, I will be trying to complete other chapters also. Okay. So any queries regarding sessions over here, as well as annotated PPTs and all those things, you can contact in the numbers provided over here. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed the marathon over here today. Similarly, we are coming up with similar contents in the upcoming days also. So yeah, drawing, okay, drawing also we will be pay more sessions. We'll be having more sessions for the drawing also in the nearby future. So you can, me, actually I'm not that much good. Anyway, drawing faculties will be definitely, okay. Harshid, all the best. Harshid, all the best for your tomorrow's attempt. Okay. Drawing sessions will be coming in the next sessions. We will be trying to incorporate them. Okay. So in the next marathon, we will be coming with the drawing also. So you can subscribe our channel and just click on that bell icon. So you'll be getting notifications. So if you like the video, please like and share it with your competitors. Okay. So thank you all. Bye.